Ooh, welcome to a very special edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Wade just figured we should get together and kind of discuss our thoughts about TotalBiscuit's passing, and I said that is a good idea, so here we are.
Yes, here we are. Talking about John Bain, also known as TotalBiscuit, who has passed away as of May 24th, 2018.
Yes, and it wasn't necessarily a surprise, I think, right?
Yeah, people have known this day's been coming, but things weren't looking this grim, in recent, because he still worked, he still did his podcast, he was active reasonably on Twitter, so he seemed to be in good spirits. He had recently had some positive surgeries, but so people knew it was coming, but they didn't think it would be so soon.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I might have actually initially known him as Total Halibut.
Yeah, his YouTube channel is technically called Total Halibut, yeah.
Yeah, so from what I found in recent searching is that when he created his YouTube channel, TotalBiscuit was already a thing, so he couldn't take it, so he used Total Halibut instead, which was the Halibuts were his clan from Planet Side. Oh. So that's where that came from.
Fair enough.
And then this person on Reddit claims that he later did manage to get the TotalBiscuit URL for himself on YouTube, but used it as a secondary StarCraft channel since his main channel already had all the subs. So yeah.
Yep.
Total Halibut, TotalBiscuit, whatever. We know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always just incredibly impressed by the pipes on that guy. He could have had work as an announcer in radio or just in straight up real world situations anytime in human history. He projected. It was deep, it was resonating, it was authoritative. He could have called Colosseum matches back in the Roman Empire. I feel like
he absolutely could have.
So that was part of it, and then he knew what he was talking about too, right?
Yeah.
Because some people might have the pipes but are just like, you don't know this game very well.
Yeah.
But he absolutely knew StarCraft. He loved StarCraft. He wasn't exclusive to StarCraft, which I think a lot of people were kind of annoyed by, but dude, he's a gamer. He wasn't going to stick himself to one RTS when there's so much amazing stuff out there. And he really, absolutely sunk his teeth into so many different games.
Yeah. He spent most of his public facing career as a YouTuber being a games critic.
Correct.
Usually as an advocate of consumer rights, and there are something like 1,000 videos on his YouTube channel. Most of them are his popular WTF Is series, which focuses on one game at a time.
Yes. Well, according to this playlist I'm looking at, there's 334 official WTF Is videos. So I don't think that's a majority, but it's still a lot.
Did you say 300?
Yeah, 334.
Because I have a playlist here that says it's 734.
What is happening? Why do we see different numbers?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm looking at.
All right. Where did this go?
Ah.
Oops, something went wrong.
What the what? My URL's invalid. All right, well, we'll go with you then. I don't know what I'm looking at. Anyways, 700, basically, yeah. So yeah, he'd take games that are coming out, and he would absolutely do incredible deep dives into them, talk about the publisher, talk about the person who's behind it, their history, what you can expect, is it worth the money they're asking for? He just gave you everything you wanted as a gamer before you went out and bought it. So he's definitely one of the better game reviewers, I would say, out there, or was.
Yeah. And he has had a colossal impact on the gaming industry and YouTubers and esports. It's been everywhere. This podcast wouldn't exist without him, quite literally, because through his channel I found StarCraft, through StarCraft I found you.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you enjoy it, you are TotalBiscuit.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Remember watching him once. I mean, probably was back in Heart of the Swarm. He was laddering a little bit as Terran. And he was playing against a Zerg, and he just was getting absolutely shut down. Everything he tried, he stepped on the creep, and the Zerg was like, nope, here's an army. He tried to go harass, and it's like, nope, here's an army. Just getting so frustrated, but still keeping such an analytical thought toward it. Like, okay, well, clearly this player is just better than I am. Their scouting is incredible. Their responses are perfect. And it just kind of gave me a perspective of somebody playing from a non-Zerg perspective, because that's all that I was doing at the time back in 2012 or 2013 or so. I was playing Zerg, and I was like, maybe Terran isn't OP. maybe there are some things I could do differently. And he just really opened up my experience as to what StarCraft could be and what it is to a lot of different people.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorite StarCraft videos that he ever did was Who the Hell Proxies a Tank?
Yes, that's one of his more famous ones, too. A lot of Reddit remembrances included this video.
Yeah. Where
it is a really memorable line. Like, who the hell
proxies a tank?
He's not wrong. Like, who proxies tanks, honestly? But apparently this dude did.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about StarCraft. You could be like, all right, here's the meta. Here's what I should expect from this game. And then someone's like, you know what? Screw the meta. I'm doing my own thing. And you're not ready for it, and they win. That's what's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good. Well, I guess we didn't really mention, he did cast a whole ton of live events as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, very excellent at that.
He also used to own his own StarCraft team, Korean team, by the name of Axiom, which
that's true.
Did not go so well for him. He often said they lost more than they won, which is a problem. But even as recently as the IEM Pyeongchang tournament for the South Korean Olympics, well, the Olympics held in South Korea, several years after the team had officially disbanded, Ryung still sported the colors because TotalBiscuit had helped him and allowed him to stay in the team house when he wasn't officially a team member, he wasn't making money for them, but he was there to help them when they got into a tough spot. Ryung's still a notable player to this day.
That's true. That's a cool story.
Mm-hmm.
Aw. And I'm sure there are hundreds more just like that one. So
yeah,
definitely will be missed. Oh, one thing I wanted to say too, I can't remember if I've talked about this with you or not, but one of his podcasts, he talked about his trip to a WWE event in the United States. And I was like, what the crap? TotalBiscuit likes wrestling? And I was like, well, maybe he just kind of likes it. No, that podcast was so much pure passion for WWE from this guy. And I was like, what is happening? And I'm sure it's something that everybody else already knew, but it was introduced to me very recently and just blew my socks off that he was so into WWE. I'm like, I haven't heard anybody with a British accent love wrestling this much. Not even close.
Well, yeah, he was a big fan of the very well crafted storylines with the wrestlers and how they'd mix the stories and the characters in with the wrestling. He was a big fan of that, to the point where they even had WWE professional wrestler Xavier Woods come on the show, and he subsequently went on Xavier Woods' show, who does Up Down Down, I believe is what it's called, on YouTube, where he plays video games behind the scenes of WWE with other wrestlers.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah, that's the channel. Okay. Anyway, cool. This is it. Got it. This is pretty neat.
Yep.
A lot of playing wrestling games on the consoles, which makes sense. Although here's some Battletoads.
Yeah, and there's some Fortnite recently. Yeah.
Of course, as is tradition.
Everyone plays Fortnite.
My kids keep being like, you should do Fortnite. And I'm like,
You don't want to cast.
I'm not selling out. No. It does look kind of fun, though. They play it, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This isn't horrible. This isn't PUBG level of broken, at least. In fact, I don't think it's broken at all, which should speak well for it.
It should.
Yes. Anyway, the TotalBiscuit. Gonna miss him for sure. Big name in StarCraft, big name in gaming overall. I mean, there were pieces written about his death in several huge media things.
Publications.
publications. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a word. No, there's a word there somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah. So if you are a fan of TotalBiscuit or have followed him at any point, there is a GoFundMe available to support his wife and child as they deal with this event. I don't know how to put it, but if you...
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Put a link in the show notes.
Yeah. I think Jenna said it best when she became a widow, a single mother, and unemployed all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So I guess if you can, if not, nobody's judging, but it would be nice.
Agreed. All right. Well, thanks for listening to this mini edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. And again, just remembering TotalBiscuit today and the effect that he had on the community, and we're going to miss him.
Yeah.
You take care of yourself, and thanks for listening.